Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, I'm going to admit that I am really proud of this new generation of Black Americans because I watch and listen and learn on social media. Many of you are very intelligent, you are proud, and you know how to express yourselves in an intelligent way. This whole idea about this gender war and all of these angry Black people, that's one segment of the Black American community. These people that are so mad and something's wrong with all the Black women or all the Black men. That's one aspect of it. But there's another group of young Black people who really have their heads on straight. They understand the issues at hand. They can read the room and they know the assignment. And that showed up in this video when I saw this young man standing on business and not backing down and doing it in a very intelligent and respectful way. So I'll let you take a look at it.
No, Star Spangled Banner is sung in one language, and that's English. Oh, say, can you see?
You can speak any
not
language
Jose.
you want because
You come to the United States, learn how to speak English. It's not that big of a deal. So she doesn't know how to read. She doesn't know how to write. She doesn't know how to speak English.
And
you think that's fair? You think that's fair that somebody who can't read, can't write, can't speak one word of English has a lower education than a second grader? Meanwhile, there's Americans who are unemployed and they give jobs to fucking Hondurans who can't speak one word of English. They don't even know how to read. They cannot read a Dr. Seuss book. And you're okay with that. And they got over 10,000 people at Mexican border from Honduras and Guatemala that they're going to let storm into this country. And you're trying to defend that. I'll never defend that. I'll defend the English language to the day I die. Please. How is language racist?
Because that's her native language. That's how she speaks.
And the native language of this country is English.
That's actually not the native.
See, it's possible to get your point across without getting angry. He didn't get angry. He didn't use but one bad word in the whole conversation that's posted. He didn't even raise his voice. And something tells me that he wasn't going to lose his cool or get angry, but he was going to stick to his point. He says he's going to defend English. And not that English is such a great language. It's not. It wasn't dropped from the sky and said, learn English to be smart. No, but it was forced on our family members, and they didn't have the resources that these people who come here now have, but they had to learn how to speak English and definitely had to learn how to understand it. So this man, it sounds like this man might be living in a place where there are a lot of immigrants there getting these kinds of jobs, and nobody understands what they're saying, and they don't understand what you're saying. And that is not fair. This is a fast food restaurant, and this is what some people consider Black jobs. Black people working in fast food restaurants. Now, what we know about America is that Congress is having a heck of a time trying to get a minimum wage bill passed. Why is that? Well, trying to get a sustainable minimum wage bill passed when people, a wage that people could live on. Now, why would that be the case? The reason is because America, the people who run the country, the industrialists and people like that, do not want to be forced into paying a minimum wage to everybody. They want to negotiate. They want to say, okay, I'll give you $4 an hour or $5 an hour to do this job. That's what they want. And that is why they keep bringing these people into this country. These people are poor and they want to work. And $5 an hour sounds like a lot of money to somebody who's used to scrounging for $5 a day or maybe even $5 a week. We have to keep reminding each other and ourselves America was built on slave labor. This country functions on a cheap labor force. It doesn't matter how many times people scream and shout about immigration, legal or illegal. It doesn't matter how much you get mad. It doesn't matter how much you talk about voting for this person or that person because they're going to run all these immigrants out. Somebody even did something in my comment section about, well, the president can deport a lot of immigrants because Eisenhower did it. Eisenhower was the president. I don't even know if I was born when Eisenhower was the president. That was way back in some other time. And what we really have to accept is that the only reason they're letting these people in and the only reason they're not sending these people back where they came from is because they don't want to. I don't know what the great plan is, but I do know that America is very good about getting rid of people if they want to. They got rid of the people in Oscarville. They got rid of the people in Central Park. They've gotten rid of black people all over this country. They wiped out a whole nation of indigenous people. So don't tell me America doesn't know how to deal with the crisis when they want to. So they are bringing these people here for a special reason. There is a mandate to bring these immigrants into this country because these jobs that they call black jobs are jobs that many black people not only don't want to do, aren't going to do. They're not going to do those jobs for the money that they want to pay. See, people want to go to McDonald's and make a livable wage, but see, they don't want to pay them $15 or $20 an hour. They don't want to do that. So they're going to bring these people in to do that work. A lot of those people are going to end up in jail. Now, I know I'm wasting my time now because there's this belief now that Donald Trump's going to come in and run all these immigrants out. Donald Trump has been the president before, and he didn't run all of them out. He wrote up some flimsy executive orders that was just nothing but window dressing. They have decided they're going to bring these people in here to do this work for less than the recommended minimum wage. And let's remember that when Trump was in before, he targeted Africa. He had these African countries where he decided that they weren't going to let any more immigrants in from these countries, and I think he was supposed to be deporting them. But Africa was really in the headlights, and the Supreme Court came right back and overturned what he said. The Supreme Court is going to make the ultimate decision about these immigrants. Now, the president can make some kind of grand gesture about doing something, but the minute he does something that's going to interfere with this cheap labor force, somebody is going to the Supreme Court and they are going to overturn it. Now, mark my word. Now, I'm going to end with this. I've said it before. My husband worked for the Department of Labor for many years, and he started talking about around about late 1990s, early 2000s, that they were saying at the Department of Labor that they needed to give assistance to the people who were receiving services, meaning welfare, food stamps, housing, projects, things like that. This is what they said at the Department of Labor. We need to get those people on their feet because we're going to be bringing in another group of people. Nobody really knew what they were talking about. They knew immigrants were coming in, but mostly, they were talking about legal immigrants. But when we see this rush of illegal immigrants and they're not doing anything about it, that's what they were talking about. This is the new group of people that they were talking about. So they were saying, we need to help the people who are receiving services get on their feet because another group is coming in and they are going to need these services. So I think that's pretty much what it is. This was all planned. We have to run on to see what the end is going to bring. But in the meantime, Black Americans really need to be skilled and trained, thinking of other ways of making a livelihood besides minimum wage jobs or just receiving welfare and stuff like that, because I just don't think it's going to work that well anymore, because I think before they go up on services, they will cut back. But anyway, y'all, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for listening and have a good evening.